Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Twilight Zone review. Today it's Season 5, Episode 34, Come Wander With Me, written by Anthony Wilson and starring Gary Crosby as Floyd Burney and Bonnie Beecher as Mary Rachel. And Come Wander With Me is an interesting episode. The setup is really good. I really like the concept behind the episode, and it's got a really nice mood and atmosphere to it. Unfortunately, the episode takes a while to get going, and then the second half of it feels a bit rushed and a bit confusing in my opinion, but it's a decent episode overall. It's pretty unique. So we start with a folk singer named Floyd, and he's out in the woods, and I think he's looking for a new song for inspiration or to record. This wasn't 100% clear. A lot of things in this episode you got to kind of figure out for yourself, which is fine. And he comes upon this store, and after he's walking around for a few minutes, this old man appears, and this old man's not much for conversation. Let me just say that. And Floyd mentions he's looking for a song, and he offers to buy an instrument from this elderly gentleman, hoping that'll make him give away some information. And all of a sudden, they're interrupted when this folk song starts playing in the background, and you can tell that Floyd notices it right away. So eventually, Floyd leaves the store, and he's following the voice around. But what he doesn't notice is there is a tombstone with his name on it out in one part of the woods. So that's the setup, and it's a very long beginning, maybe a little bit too long for how rushed the second half of the episode feels. Then we go to the next scene after the opening narration, and we keep hearing this haunting song, and Floyd is still searching. And I have to say the atmosphere is really nice. This episode has just a really nice, relaxing mood to it. And after a while, Floyd sits down. He can't find what he's looking for. And all of a sudden, a woman appears, and she approaches him, and we find out her name is Mary Rachel. And they start talking about the song that, she was humming, basically. And she says she's not supposed to sing it because she promised she wouldn't, and it belongs to some men named the Rayford brothers. And Floyd kind of acts like he's interested in her, and I'm not really 100% sure if he is or not at this point. And eventually he talks her into singing it. So Mary Rachel sings it, and the words "Come Wander With Me" are definitely in the song. Therefore, the title of the episode, it makes sense. And once again, we learn the song belongs to someone else. Floyd says he'll buy it, and Mary Rachel says you can't buy it, basically. So Floyd says, sure, I'll just change it a little bit and it'll be okay. So he sings the song, and personally I liked her version better, but that's just me. But it's okay, and it is slightly different. And it seems like he's won Mary Rachel over, so he's done his job. And she says she basically wants to leave with him, and they kiss. And we hear the song again, this time the original version by her. And now we see a version of Mary Rachel in black in the background. So we go to the second half of the episode. And Floyd and Mary Rachel are just sitting and singing, and there was some really nice camera work leading up and into this scene. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very notable, well above average. And Mary Rachel says she loves him at this point, and Floyd really seems more interested in the song. I'm not really sure why, but that's definitely the impression that you now get into the character. So eventually they are interrupted by a man named Billy Rayford. He's one of the Rayford brothers that was mentioned earlier. And I really didn't like this character very much. Very stereotypical and just kind of annoying. But he fits in with the plot. So him and Floyd have a talk. And Mary Rachel's worried because she seems to know already that something bad is going to happen. And they talk about her, Mary Rachel. And basically Billy Rayford says, I heard you came to take her away and you can't do that. I'm not 100% sure if she was promised to this guy or he just didn't want her to leave or what. Again, very abstract. And at one point when it looks like Floyd's in trouble, Mary Rachel says something and it distracts Billy, and Floyd hits him and basically kills him, I guess. It didn't really look like he killed him, but that's what she says. That part seemed a little rushed and far-fetched, but I'll just go with it. It wasn't too bad. And then we hear a version of the song by Mary Rachel that said she knew this was all going to happen. So now Floyd's freaking out, understandably. He says he wants answers. He says, how did you know that? And then basically she says it happens that way every time. And this is where I think things really start to get a little bit rushed. And she says running won't help, but Floyd's not convinced. He takes off anyway, and Mary Rachel continues to sing about what's going to happen next. And basically, eventually, Floyd runs again, leaving Mary Rachel behind, and we see her in black again, which makes sense for what's about to happen. But I gotta say, Floyd's not being too nice here, leaving her behind. I'm just saying, all she wanted to do was help you, Floyd. So we go back to the store, and the old man is there, and he won't help. And for some reason, Floyd hits him over the head, and I guess he kills him too. I'm not really sure why he did this. Didn't really make sense. What good did killing the old man do? And eventually the Rayford brothers come, and I think that's the end of our buddy Floyd, as we hear a shot and we know what happened, and we see the tombstone again. So I'm guessing that this same scene happens over and over in a continuous loop, and somehow Mary Rachel knows about it, and Floyd does it, which is an interesting concept. I just thought the pacing and the execution could have been a little better. But Come Wander With Me is a unique episode with a good mood, and I give it a 2.5 out of 5. Just an average episode, probably interesting to watch at least once. So 2.5 out of 5 for Come Wander With Me, and as always, thank you very much for watching.